what is your process for success? What's going on, people? Important lessons have come very clear to me this year. It is not how much your course costs. It's not even if the information is good or not. I know it's like, whoa, Glendon, it's got to be good. No, it doesn't really matter. Price points doesn't matter. Tools, they don't matter. It is your system that matters, because for years it has been driving me crazy why I would have someone who will take one of my courses, read a book, and do really, really well, and then I'll have other people who would struggle or drop out and couldn't hang. And I've had some really smart people not be able to do my courses, and I've had some people who are self-convinced that they weren't that smart, but they were able to do my courses and read the books and get benefit. And I was like, what the hell is it? And I started to inquire, and a lot of people I've talked to on the phone, I've asked some kind of crazy questions. Thanks for participating. And I've nailed it down to, what kind of system do you personally have for success? And this goes back to, do you know how to study? It's not about money. It's not about being connected. It's not about, it's none of these things. Because if you have a process for success, you can get connected. You can easily get connected if you have a process for success, if you have a methodology, some of these other things. And have you ever thought about how you do what you do? Because frequently, when I'm in Facebook groups, I am the contrarian. I was like, well, and everyone's like, well, hey, I'm getting these results and everything. And then I start to ask questions. Are you doing X? Are you doing Y? Are you doing Z? Are you doing D, E, F, and G? And as I ask these questions, it becomes clear that these people are doing something different than what I'm doing. And that's why we're all using the same words, but we have different definitions based upon our experiences. And it's really, really interesting, because some things that I've done recently, which don't have a lot of people as part of the mix, are doing amazingly well. And I'm talking about a handful of people. But these folks I've been choosing. I've been picking them because I've got a process for success. And if I take the right person, because it's not going to work for everybody, and that's just a dream that I have let go. It's just not. I don't care how bad you want it, unless you are going to make some fundamental changes in who you are and how you do things. You can have the best mentor, you can have the best teacher, information, you can have connections, you can have money, and you will still fail. It's amazing, and I think it is this system of success, this process, is the reason that you can have someone like Author Blank go from virtually nothing to becoming a billionaire, and then you can have people who are born rich like Donald Trump and not have the impact of an Author Blank, who literally had a head start over Author Blank, and Author Blank is richer and, in my opinion, just my opinion, a better human being. But that's neither here or there. The thing is, that process, the same process that a Travis who created Uber, or the same process that a Jeff Bezos who created Amazon. And the thing with Amazon is, it was created out of nothing. I'm one to give props where props is due. It was created out of nothing. People laughed at the man. Folks mocked him. Some folks still do. I look at the individual success, and I think Amazon's company will continue to grow. I also think that some other person with a system for success is going to come in and they're going to challenge them. Everyone gets challenged at some point. I don't care who you are. And I look at it, and there are a lot of people who want to quit their jobs because they hate their jobs, but they have no pathway, no process, no success. I have talked more people out of quitting their jobs than I can count, because I am in this space of entrepreneurship. I know what it's like to start a company. I know what it's like to start several companies. I know what it's like to work your ass off and not make any money for months. I haven't hit that work my ass off and not make money for years. I haven't hit that threshold, and I don't plan on it. But I know that to launch something, you're going to have to put forth so much effort and time and energy and enthusiasm that the average person who doesn't have this system of success is just going to say, fuck it, I'm not doing that. I'm going to get a job, and then I'm going to be miserable and complain to my friends about it on Facebook all day long. So here's the system. Number one, you got to be fundamentally honest with who the fuck you are. And that's hard, because you could build a successful company that is 100% against who you are as a person, and that will destroy your soul. You may have money, you may have the accoutrements of success, but it will destroy your soul. And you could be that person like Kurt Cobain, committing suicide or on drugs or having an alcohol problem, because you're doing something that's incongruent with who you are. And that happens a lot, because if the money's there, it's worth doing. And I say, no, it's not. When I started this YouTube channel and this writing career and internet marketing, my goal was, with the universe, if I can make 50 G's a year, I'm good. I had no grand or over-the-top expectations. I had no, extracurricular illusions of what success was. I studied the market. I knew that it was hard making a living as a writer, and I just went for it. So I was really real. And you might be a person who wants to make earrings, and handcrafted earrings. They make your heart leap for joy. You're really good at it, and the marketplace may say, hey, for you, that's 80 grand a year, but you're happy. Or the marketplace may say, oh, 40 grand a year, but you're happy. Then you go ahead and start selling some stuff you don't believe in, you don't want to be part of, and the marketplace says, we like that, we're going to give you 2-3 million a year. I just don't think that the money is always worth it. I've never been like that. And I don't think that I've really clearly communicated, because I think you should build businesses, make money, because you need economics to have freedom in the United States of America. I don't care who you are, you need economics. But how much? I've never professed to, I've never wanted to be a billionaire. That's never been my thing. And I've never, quote, wanted to be the millionaire for the millionaire's sake, because there's a lot of people saying, hey, I'm a millionaire and I'm going to teach you for free. Every time I hear those statements, my inner kid starts giggling all day long, because no one invests hours and hours and hours of time, money, and personal investment in creating content to teach you for free without an agenda. Nobody does that. And anyone that says that, they're fucking lying to you. But I have always wanted to be wealthy, and wealthy is your money, your assets work for you when you're not working. That is something that I've always wanted, and you don't even have to be, quote, a millionaire to have that kind of lifestyle. You could own $800,000 worth of real estate, and say that real estate is owned outright, you have no mortgages, and that real estate gives you after expenses, taxes, insurance, gives you like 9 G's a month. That's $120,000 a year sitting on your ass. That's a good lifestyle, because you've got good money coming in, and you've got the time to enjoy and do other stuff. Whereas you build something you don't like and you make way more money, you gotta say, hey, what's your life force worth? I mean, that's something you have to ask yourself. What is it worth? But here's a few tips on how to create a system of success. The second thing, you have to understand who you are. Not who people want you to be, but who you really are. Because the world is really strange that if you're authentic, in the beginning, people will like shit on you and like, who's that crazy motherfucker? But as you continue to push on, a lot of people who used to hate your ass will start to love you. They will start to appreciate you, and they'll start to cheer for you and become supporters. It's strange. And it's not an easy road. It's not an easy road. It may take years for that change to happen, but I've seen it. Like, take Howard Stern. He was vilified. All of a sudden, he's on a television show. People love him. Oh, that's Howard. This guy was vilified. But he's himself. That's who he is. It's like, you know what? I want to do a radio show and talk to strippers. I want to do a radio show and talk to porn stars. I want to do these things that entertain me on my radio show. And he did it. And he got rewarded over and over again. You look at Elon Musk. He wanted to go to space. Dude almost went broke trying to do that. But that's what he wanted to do. So be brutally honest with who you are, what you want to do, and how you want to live. Because that energy doesn't disappear like the energy of assuming other people's success for yourself. It sticks with you. You sleep with it. You wake up with it. It just doesn't go anywhere. So that's really your power source, who you are. The third thing, you're going to have to become comfortable with failure. That's part of the system. You're going to try something out. You will have an idea, and you're like, man, this is going to kill. And you put it out in the marketplace, and the marketplace is like, nah, we don't like that. You will have more losers. You will have more ideas you will have to euthanize than you will that will make it. I mean, that's just reality. So you're going to have to become comfortable. And when I say comfortable, not like you're happy that you lost, not throwing parties, but, oh, that didn't work out. Let's do this. That's what I mean by comfortable. Not by giving up, but really looking at it what it is as a feedback loop. The fourth thing that you have to do to put your system of success together, your process, is learn to appreciate small things. One of the things that stops people, and I had a client going through this, is what I call the home run mentality. There are people who have businesses that are doing $60,000 a year, $80,000, $100,000, $150,000 a year, and they are brutally unhappy because it's not $1 million a year business yet. I was talking to a guy at my detail shop the other day. We just had this conversation about business and stuff. This guy's had his detail shop for 21 years. 21 years. He has a base of subscribers, recurring customers, and he put together something like, for you to have a business in the same location for 20 years is an amazing feat. And in the beginning, he didn't make a lot of money. But he said, I was paying my mortgage. My kids were in private school. We didn't have a lot left over, all that, but I kept at it. Now, money rolls in. But he said it was about a 10-year period for him to get over that hump. So you got people who cannot appreciate the success they have because it's not the success that they want. So they would literally throw the baby out with the bathwater. Well, I'm not going to do this. I'm going to shut this down. I'm going to do something else. And you got to appreciate small stuff. I appreciated all of those people in 2009 who bought my book the first month. It was only like, in October, it was only like $560. I was so grateful because I was like, wow, I wrote this book. It's got issues and people have paid me money for it. Oh man, if I can do this with this, what I can do in the future. You got other folks who would have given up, who would have fell prey to the criticism. And I get people who criticize me all day. You should speak this way. You should do this topic. You shouldn't talk about this. You should do this. You should jump on this trend. You should talk all day long. Now, what's really common about all of these what you should do people, not one of those motherfuckers is doing shit with their life. That is the thing that cracks me up, because see, I read the comments and then I'll go look and see what they're doing with their channel. I will creep down their Facebook page, and most of them ain't doing, like, shit, all of them that I've creeped up on ain't doing nothing, but they're full of opinions, but they don't have any accomplishments of success. Now, what this is a subconscious level of trying to tear down someone who's doing something. And when I say subconscious, they don't realize what they're doing, because they just think that they're trying to be helpful. There's just something in there. And like I've said this before, I don't have haters. I just have people who hate how I make them feel. I don't have haters. They're like, look at this. They hate how I make them feel, because every time they see me doing these videos and all this other stuff, riding around and quote, I will talk about this because this was coming, riding around in my $2,000 car. I get a lot of comments about this car. It's an Audi S4. It's a 2004 model, right? Used, this sucker's 15 grand because they don't make that many. But I looked at that and it's like, what does that have to do with the price of beef? And I started laughing. This person, whoever he or she was, because I don't know, because most of these folks are cowards and they don't put any content up. You don't know if they're, frequently don't know if they're men or women, because they hide behind they hide. And they throw rocks and they hide. And I was like, wow, I am really fucking with this person's mind. Because, see, this is the thing. The cars, and when I change them, all the cars I wanted as a kid, one by one, I'm driving them. If I like them, I keep them. If I don't, I get rid of them. It's just my little thing. But you get people who are so unhappy and so full of, who don't have any gratitude for anything, that they're just miserable, and they want you to be miserable too. I had a major troll who attacked this channel, who went out and recruited other trolls, who actually ended up saying things that were categorically untrue about me. And I had to make a decision. I was like, you know what? I'm not going to fight them. They still say stuff. What I did was I increased my game. I put out more content. I got more fans, grew the channel, made more money, while they were spending time and energy trying to fuck with me. I ignored them. And it is really interesting because, and this is a lesson, if there's somebody publicly or in your town that you really just can't stand, and they've done nothing to you, you don't know them, you really need to look at yourself. You really need to understand why what they're doing is causing you so much misery, because it's 100% your problem. Like, all of these things that are going socially with the men marrying men, women marrying women, transgender issues with racial inequality, police brutality. You got people who are mad that folks who are being put upon are saying, hey, this is a problem. They're like, shut up. I don't want to hear you. I don't want to see you. Just shut up. Yet what these people are doing really doesn't impact your life one way or another. It really does. On the day that it does nothing to you. But I think many folks cannot get past their lack of cowardice, because when they see someone else showing courage, because it does take courage to speak out, it does take courage to act, it takes courage to make a statement, that they see the coward that's in them and it makes them mad because they know they don't have courage. That's a problem for a lot of people. They would rather that you submit your desires and who you are on that lower level so they can be comfortable again, versus looking at you excel and soar and they being uncomfortable because you're making them realize that they're not living their best life and they're not living a better version of themselves. But it's not your fault. It's theirs, but they don't take ownership. So that's pretty much it, That's just some on top of my dome. And with that, I'll see you in the next video.